Hi, thanks for joining us today on The Ride. Last week I spoke to you about how you need to be sensitive to cultural differences in designing and executing a global customer experience program. This week I want to talk to you about being sensitive to the methodological differences that you need to take into consideration when you're doing that global program. A couple of things to keep in mind. First of all, it is rather essential that you have one scale around the world. Now, when we implemented the global programs that we did, a lot of testing went into determining what the best scale was that could be used in all the markets around the world that we were operating in for the client. So luckily our marketing and sciences folks went to town on that and came up with what they believe and what turned out to be the best scale for the client. Now, a couple of very practical things you need to keep in mind. In the English language countries, as an example, about 80% of the English language is pretty common. However, in the rest, there is massaging that needs to be done in the local markets to make it relevant. So, for example, one of the hot trends in North America right now is to incorporate more emotional type of measures in the customer experience program. So, I love my dealer, or I love the service that my dealer provides. Well, to use the word love in different markets around the world doesn't translate very well at all, and therefore you really can't use that construct in the design of a survey. So something very practical. The other thing to keep in mind is be very careful when you're doing translation. We can tell you from experience that the translation of surveys can be an unbelievable sinkhole of time. What we have found, and as a suggestion, is to have the local markets do the translation and then back translate it to make sure that it's saying exactly what you want it to be. But certainly that's one pitfall to be very careful of when you're designing and executing the global program. Hope you found this helpful. We have other tips for you. I hope you can join us, and thanks for joining us today on The Ride.